Hello students, today we are going to discuss inverse of complex number. So how many types of inverses exist? One is additive inverse, second one is multiplicative inverse. So let me discuss first additive inverse. If z is a complex number, this is additive inverse. If z is a complex number, then minus z is known as additive inverse. Additive inverse of z. So if you have any complex number that keep multiply minus with the complex number, you will get the additive inverse. Why? Because that is, if you add minus z to plus z or plus z to minus z, you will get 0. When you are getting 0, then first complex number is additive inverse of second complex number, and second complex number is additive inverse of first complex number. Okay, so to get additive inverse, just keep the minus. Now multiplicative inverse. See, multiplicative inverse, when you are finding multiplicative inverse, that complex number should be non-zero complex number. Right? I am taking let z1 as x plus iy, where x not equal 0 or y not equal 0. So if any one real part or complex part or imaginary part is not equal 0, automatically it is a non-zero complex number. Be a non-zero complex number. And I am taking another complex number z2, u plus iv. This is another complex number. Such that z1 into z2, if you are multiplying both z2 into z1, when you are getting 1, then we can say z2 is multiplicative inverse of z1, or z1 is multiplicative inverse of z2. So to find multiplicative inverse, we have to find a product of the two complex number. When you are getting the real part 1, then one complex number is multiplicative inverse of another. Okay, using this property, I am going to find the multiplicative inverse of complex number. Right. So we have here, I am going to find inverse u and v terms in terms of xy. Right. Then we can use that formula as to find inverse of complex number directly, instead of checking this condition. Okay. Right. So we know we have z1 into z2 is what? 1 by this property. z1 is x plus iy, and z2 is u plus iv is equal to 1. So by multiplying, you will get xu, one complex, one real part, I into v minus iv is real part. By taking I common, xv plus u y, this is imaginary part. Right hand side also I am expressing a plus ab part. Now comparing on both sides, you will get xu minus yv is equal to 1. From comparing imaginary part, xv plus yu is equal to 0. You will get these two equations. By comparing real part, you will get this. By comparing imaginary part, you will get this. Now rewrite the equation. First equation I am writing as it is, xu minus yv is equal to 1. Second equation, first I am writing u term, next v term, plus xv. Sorry, here 1 is equal to 0. First equation is second equation. So to cancel v, I am multiplying this by x, this by y. Equation 1 by x, equation 2 by y. Equation 1. So here we are finding u and v. U and v are unknowns. So to get u value, and I'm going to cancel u. For that I am equating the coefficient. So here y is there, x is there. Multiply this equation by x and multiplying this equation by y. So x into x square into u minus xy into v is equal to x from the first equation. From the second equation, y square u plus xy v is equal to 0. By adding these two cancel, here you will get x square plus y square common, u common term plus x. So u is what? X by x square plus y square. So we got u. Using this, I will substitute in second equation. Substitute in 2 y into u plus x into v equal to 0 we have. So y into u, x by x square plus y square into x plus xv is equal to 0. So xv equal to xy by x square plus y square. V is x cancel here, y by x square plus y square. So we got u and v. What is v, u and v? That is Z2 complex number, u plus iv. So u is x by x square plus y square plus I into y by x square plus y square. This is Z2. So to find inverse of is the inverse of, which inverse is the multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse of z1 x plus I y. See, if you have any complex number, directly using this formula you can find a multiplicative inverse. Okay. And one more thing, complex numbers will satisfy the loss of indices. Loss of indices means, suppose loss of indices. Suppose z1 power n by z2 power m. Z1 power n by z1 power m. Then you can write z1 power n minus m. This is first law. Second law, z1 power n whole power m equal to, you can write z1 power n into m. Right? Third law, z1 into n into z1 power m, you can write z1 power n plus m. So these are the laws of indices for the complex numbers. So complex numbers satisfy these laws. Right? Similarly, every complex number satisfy the properties also. One is closure property. What is closure property? If z1, z2 are two complex numbers, closure property under addition, z1, z2 are two complex numbers, then z1 plus z2 is also complex number. If z1, z2 are two complex number, then z1 plus z2 is also a complex number. This is closure property. And associative property, z1, z2, z3 are three complex numbers. Then you can, if you add z1 plus z2 plus z3, and by changing the bracket z1 plus z2 plus z3, then the LHS always equal. This is called associative property, and this is called closure property. That means when you have three complex numbers, you can change the bracket. Next, identity property under addition. If z is a complex number, then there exists 0 belongs to complex number such that z plus 0 plus z is equal to z. So for any complex number, there exists a identity element, that is 0 as a complex number. By adding that identity element to z, you will get z again. So here 0 is called additive identity. Next, inverse. If z is a complex number, then there exists minus z also complex number, such that z plus minus z is equal to minus z plus z is equal to always 0, where minus z is additive inverse. Okay, complex numbers under addition. These properties under addition. So complex numbers will satisfy all these properties under addition, and they will satisfy the laws of indices. Okay, using this, solve the next exercise problems. Okay, and